Hello, hello. I am live with Cassandra Spicer from Beads to Live By. I'm super excited to be here today because every time Cassandra comes, something comes up and she ends up hanging out with Kristen and I miss out on all the fun, but I'm here today. I wanted to, right at the top of the show, let you guys know that we have the Love Note Mystery Bead Stash for free with orders over $99 or more. If you tuned in for TGBE last weekend, this is the mixture of beads that I used for my design. And I will recap that and show that to you. I'm going to put it on my bead table right now. I'll show that to you in just a minute. It's a $39.95 value that you can get for roughly $20, or you can get it for free with your order over $99 at softflexcompany.com. Okay.
I'm so glad that you instantly were like, I'm putting that mix on my tray, Sarah, because I instantly had FOMO when you were like, this is the mix I used. And I'm like, I don't remember seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really pretty mix that we worked with Kay Goss from Bedoria to make. And she put in so many sparkly pink and red and white crystals, and they're in all different shapes. And then she put in some really brightly colored clay beads that you can mix in. We have a little bit of a stretch cord in there, and then a 10-foot spool of soft flex in garnet. So it's a really jam-packed kit. So what I showed you was my leftovers. Here is my design from TGBE. Did you watch any of TGBE this week, or were you just too busy with your store?
I caught a few snippets. I try always hard to catch like you guys and Heather and Neely, my friends that
your friends, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if I see the notification pop up, I like.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I caught most of them this time, which is kind of unusual, but because I am home right now, almost exclusively, I was like, I can sit and like listen in. I may not see the whole thing, but I got to watch some part of just about all of them. I really love how my design ended up turning out with the Green Girl Studios pieces. So you could swap out any charm or any button you wanted on this. In fact, you could even throw in one of those beautiful check glass buttons, which just went live on the website. We had a few extras. You could swap in something like that in the center and do like a black tassel or something to sort of even it out at the bottom. But it's a very interchangeable, easy design. I saw a few of you already making them and posting them into the VIB group, which was fun.
Yeah, I caught a few of those too.
Very cool. I'm giving away a strand of beads today live, so stick with us to the very end, and you could win one of these beautiful strands of coral. It's fossil coral that I believe has been dyed with sort of a magenta-y color. It's a little bit of a pink flash to it. They're really, really pretty. I'm giving away the strand of ovals, but there are 4 different shapes. You can find them all on our website as of today: ovals, rounds, rectangles, and squares. Super pretty. I was looking at these and then looking at your bead bundle. I feel like it was this one. And I was like, they kind of go together. Like, how did that happen? I know. So I may have to break one of those open and use it in my whatever design I'm making today. Do you have a design planned, or are you just beading for fun today?
Oh, everybody's gonna laugh at me. I was sketching some little
Let's look up close. Let me see that.
Oh gosh. So yeah, this is not the extent of my artistic skills, but like a layered necklace. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I've been trying to brainstorm doing the pendant.
That looks fun.
And then I did an earring with Kristen during the holiday episode where I did little like loops of the soft flex beading wire with at that time it was like a drop hanging off of it, but I thought maybe just doing a mixture of the seed bead sizes would be cute clusters like that. So yeah.
How are you going to decide? You have so many ideas.
Well, that was kind of, I thought the earring would be comfortable if I started to get frustrated with the necklace.
I see, it's a backup plan.
It's a backup plan, yes. But maybe eventually I'll do some of them in future videos too.
So you sent me 2 amazing packages of beads here. The first one I'm going to open says January CC seed beads. Tell us about this package.
So that is the entirety of our curated collection subscription for the seed beads. And this this month is the first of our new edition, which includes 4 different sizes of seed beads in every month.
I was just going to say, there's different sizes in here.
You're like, wait a second.
I'm like really digging these huge ones.
I know. It's going to be so much more fun for us when we're stringing and doing wire work, because we'll be able to really accommodate larger pieces of cord or like multiple strands. And it adds so much interest when you've got a mixture of sizes. I had some people wondering what they would do with some of these sizes. And I thought, like, what won't you do?
Yeah, totally. Well,
so
some people do like the Cellini spiral and they change up the size of the bead, right?
Correct. Yeah, there's actually
a popular bead weaving technique with multiple sizes of seed beads.
Yeah, there's I've also seen people do a really simple what I would probably consider like a freeform peyote, but peyote stitch, you can just change the sizes and it undulates in and out on the sides, and that looks really cool when you do that too.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, so you've got 2 of each size in all different colors, and it's the 15s from right to left, 15s, 11s, 8s, and 6s. Yeah, and then oh yeah.
I'm thinking of like ocean time, I think.
Oh, for sure. Somebody accused me of missing out on going on the bead cruise this year and like sublimating my desire to be in the Caribbean with my colors in this kit. I probably did that.
Oh, I can't believe you're not going this year. Is it because you're going to Tucson?
No, I ended up not being able to do either because of the timing of the move of our retail. Yeah, so
that's right. Yes. Well, congratulations. That is huge.
Thank you. Yes, for those that don't follow us closely, we bought a building, and so we are opening in our new location, hopefully in March of this year.
Is it just a building for beads to live by, or will the building be home to other things as well?
It's just a building for beads to live by. It's a cute little standalone space. And actually, it's really funny, Sarah. It's the first bead store I ever worked at. The very first location of that store was there.
Really?
Yes. And it was not a purposeful choice, but the space really works well for, what we're going to be doing. So you have in this packet 3 of our 5 sizes of 2-hole beads that are in the other subscription we offer with the curated collections. So that's a ginkgo bead.
Oh yeah, those are the ones Neely can't say the name of. I learned that in his presentation.
That's so funny. I've never noticed that before. Now I have to go back and watch.
I think Jill was helping him live.
Oh, poor Neely. And then these are some of the add-on color or shapes that you can do. So when people subscribe to the seed beads or the 2-hole beads or both every month, they get a period of time where they can add on to their delivery without any additional shipping charges within the US. And they have an option of adding a coordinating fire polish or pressed glass bundle or any other items from our website. Yeah, you're right, Sarah. Those colors are perfect together.
Look at that.
So I gave you just like a sampling of most of the things that are getting sent out this week. So I think as of today, everyone has received, or the shipments have all gone in the mail for these curated collections and subscriptions.
How pretty are those?
I know, those button beads.
I know. Yeah, those are cool. Those are really cool. They're made from vintage button molds back to back.
Yes.
So they made them into a bead. I wish they would do that with more of the vintage button
I
molds.
know, right? And speaking of buttons, because I was switching so many things up, we included 1 button and 4 strands of pressed glass beads in the companion bundles for the curated collections this month.
Wow, look at that button. Does everybody get this one button?
Yep, we did the same color and style in the companion add-on. And right now, even though the subscriptions, so the seed beads and the 2-hole beads, aren't available for individual sale yet, they will be within the next few days. And I believe there's still some of those companion bundles available, which are open to public consumption already.
Oh, wow. I am really excited to break into this.
I can't wait to see, especially since you haven't unpackaged them previously. I can't wait to see what you're going to cook up today.
I know, me too. This is exciting. Anytime I get a beading break, it's like pretty awesome.
I bet it's probably few and far between. I honestly feel super honored to be spending this time with you.
Today has been like exceptionally crazy because we have a handyman here who is quite lovely, and he's helping me fix some things that I can't fix on my own, that are important. We have my best friend flew in to help with my middle daughter's birthday party tomorrow. My husband got his power chair for the first time, so he's maneuvering around the house. Basically, it's like having a car in the house, honestly, and it's frightening.
Well, because you've got the dog and the kids, right?
The dog and the kids. I'm like, watch out for the paw, and like it's just, and then he can't see everything because it's up high. So anything that's down low, which is a lot of stuff in our house.
Oh, for sure.
See it. And he's just like powers through.
Oh, my Walter would be roadkill. He's like this tall.
Yeah. So I can seriously use a beading break today because it's been a whole heck of a lot going on. I'm really, really glad to be here with all of you. Cynthia Messenger has a question. She says, are there any subscriptions still available for this month?
So, Cynthia, the way our subscriptions work is on the 13th. That is when the auto payment runs through for the subscribers. And that happens for 6 months at a time. And then people have to like choose to renew again. But so because today is the 17th, they have already run through that cycle and been shipped out. But once I get a chance to tally what we have remaining in stock from this month's like what I pulled ahead of time in anticipation of how many people we have subscribing, then I go and list. So you could order all of those seed beads individually. They'll all be organized so that you can see what month they're from, going into the rest of the year as well. That's important because they'll all kind of be mixed together. And then the 2-hole beads, I know are less prevalent, but we do have some that will be available, and those should go live on our website in a couple of days. But the fire polish strands and the pressed glass strands are available immediately to be ordered, and are bundled as 8 strands of fire polish or 4 strands of the pressed glass with the button. And so if you see the subscriptions available to sign up, if you do that today, you will start getting those subscriptions in February, and then you wouldn't make another payment until March 13th.
Kathy, I feel you. I actually said it might be fate that the handyman is here on the same day we got the power chair, just in case that there are holes in the wall just from this first day. It really is amazing how fast it goes. And it's very tricky. Let's see. Becky says, that she tried to use a power chair once in our trailer, and it's hard to do in a small space with animals in the house. It's very hard. Yeah. And it just moves so ever so quickly, even on the lowest setting with just the slightest
That
touch.
seems just, generally odd in some ways, but maybe he's having lots of fun at least.
Yeah, he's definitely enjoying it, and it's nice because he can recline back and change his positions and stuff. So it is nice for many different reasons. Oh yeah, I totally used to do this too. Let me get Thomas's comment. He says I hugged Mike once in his chair, bumped the joystick, and almost sent us across the room. Yes, I did this with Mike. Like every time I would go to hug the owner of Softflex, I would always go on the wrong side and I would always lean into his joystick. So I was mentally prepared that this was going to be a difficult day for me, because I know how these chairs work pretty well. Kathy says, put up wood everywhere where the chair can hit. Well, I'm going to have to box him in, I think.
Give him a little parameter.
I mean, maybe. Okay, let's look at your bead table and start breaking things out. Does that sound good,
That
Cassandra?
sounds great. And don't mind my random dog hair that I'm finding that I just pulled off my tray. Speaking of households with animals, right?
You are in good company because I have plenty of that happening over here too. So
these are all 8 fire polish that are in the one bundle, just in case people are wondering. I had them all set aside so that I could show them off on video. And I feel like my camera is constantly focusing in and out in kind of a jolty way, so I apologize for that. We were just talking about dealing with... Do you have the 3 lens camera too? No, I don't. Oh, really? Why is it doing that, I wonder? I don't know. It was a more recent thing that it seems like it has been doing. If I hold really still, it doesn't do it. What? Yeah. Oh, goodness. But beautiful, kind of Caribbean looking colors. And I have this random strand on my tray because I just added a bunch of new stuff to our website, and I'm calling it like my stabby collection. It's lots of daggers and spikes and thorn beads. I think that's what they're called. I always use 2 different names for them. But this is a spike, and I'm really feeling this for like this color palette, and maybe doing a layered necklace. That was one of those drawings on my little sketchbook there. And then this is the entirety of the 2 whole bead collection, since I don't use everything out of each collection each month. So that's why I usually send out a sampling of them to our designer friends. But ooh, look at how pretty those are. I love so that's the dagger and the Rula bead are the 2 that you didn't happen to have in your set this time, Sarah. Well, darn it. I know. I was like, shoot, I should have mixed them into those turquoisey ones for you. That's okay. I've got plenty here. I'll have to just send you more. There's plenty here to work with. So tell us about your new space. What are you most excited about it? Oh, we're going to have more dedicated parking, and we are across the street from, currently we're across the street from a fabulous coffee shop, but we are going to be across the street from another fabulous coffee shop. So kind of an important part of my life to have access to good coffee. And you are going to own it. Like, yeah, that's a pretty incredible, thing to... That's huge. I posted a picture of Chris and I after we closed on the building back. It was the week before Christmas. And it honestly, we've been working on this process since I think we first inquired about the space back in June, which is like mind-boggling and a little frustrating that these things take so long. But it's, it's good. It's good to learn patience and my word of the year. Try to find the silver lining on some of these things. So yeah. But you are a better person than me, my friend. What was that?
You're a better person than me.
Oh, well, you should have heard me. I was sharing some of my frustrations with you before we went live, and
Yeah.
I keep it as PG as I can for the public. But if you heard me in private, sometimes it's not always rainbows and unicorns. We'll just say that.
Totally okay. We all have those.
This is a safe space, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw someone, it was Becky, shared that her delivery is like languishing in Ohio. This weather we've had. So here in Michigan, our schools didn't have class on Monday because of the holiday, but then the last 2 days they've canceled locally because of the wind chill and the temperature. It's been pretty wretched here.
I know. I grew up in Montana, and my uncle called my mom, and he said that they're going to have like the coldest day ever on record or something along those lines.
Oh my goodness.
In Montana, that is saying something.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, because it's very flat in parts. Is that right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it gets really cold.
Yeah, so like all the crazy winds and stuff that happen.
Yeah, let's see. Liz says, I'm in Michigan with you.
Oh, poor Liz.
I'm in Michigan with you, and the coldest days here, but moderating tomorrow. Oh, and Kathy, I was just going to say, aren't you in Montana? Helena, Montana, -44.
Is that actual temperature? Holy cow.
Is that the actual temperature with the wind chill?
Because our wind chill temperature was like -24 for a day.
I mean, that's crazy cold. That is crazy cold. They had closed schools in Tennessee for the rest of the week.
That's where my some of my family lives there.
Oh no, Maria said her mother knocked down an entire bakery display at the supermarket in a power chair. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. Those chairs are so sensitive. Oh, as soon as I knew we were getting one, I was like, I'm already stressed.
Yeah, I can see why, Sarah. It seems like a lot.
I'm glad for him to have the mobility, but I don't know. It's a very stressful thing. For sure. Oh, I just dumped a bunch of seed beads. Yeah.
I heard some seed beads rattling. It's the sound of sadness in our part.
Yeah. Or the sound of joy, depending on how you're looking at it. I don't want them to dump everywhere, but at least I'm seed beading or using seed beads, which is something to be said. Where are my trays? I need my little trays. All these little beads.
Get them under control, right?
Right? I have little triangle trays I usually use, but I'm
yes,
them for some reason.
You and our mutual friend Deb Floros uses those too. I've noticed
little triangles. Yeah, they're handy when you know where they are. They're useless, but I'll make it work here.
So one of the layers I was imagining with my necklace was just doing a really fun sporadic arrangement of most of the seed beads. So that's what I'm working on right now, just in case anybody's been watching and wondering.
Looks pretty.
Thank you. I love these colors together. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jennifer. Jennifer says my husband is a retired race car driver. No power chair for him when he gets to that point.
Yeah, that seems like a nope.
Oh my gosh. How funny. I'm still not quite sure what I'm doing, but I'm formulating something.
You're going to have like 3 projects done by the time we go back to you.
Oh, I know you. Not with seed beads. Not with seed beads. I mean, I guess I could do an earring. That would be much more quick, but I kind of liked the idea of using this fossil coral in the center. So I was thinking about doing that. We'll see what ends up happening here.
Yeah, I love the idea of kind of blending some things together from either of our collections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They marry together so well. So currently you don't know when you're going to move.
And I don't know if anybody's picked up on this, but that idea kind of drives me a little crazy. I don't do well with the unknown, Sarah.
I feel you 1000%. I'm dealing with the unknown every day right now, and I'm not good with it either. It's very hard, very, very hard to not know what's going to happen.
I bet there's some support groups out there for people like us.
I know. Well, maybe we need to start our own like support group for stressed out bead owners. Yeah, it's really hard. It's hard to not know, but you know what? It'll all come together, and you own that space now, and it will all eventually work out the way it's supposed to.
Definitely.
I have faith in that. So hang in there in the unknown, and eventually something will be known.
Yeah, right? Something will be known. Well, and one of my favorite mantras that I just saw Kristen post about this week was something to the effect of done is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time with that idea as well, and constantly repeat that to myself. And that I feel it does tie into the idea of control and letting go of some of that.
Yeah. No, that's hard, especially when you're like a small business owner, because part of the reason I think people like to own their own business is because you get a lot of control, right?
Yeah, probably.
Or at least it seems that way in the initial thought process.
It's the illusion of it. Is that
it may all be an illusion. That's
there was never any control.
Yeah, no. I'm sure there's some life lessons in that of just like letting go.
Absolutely.
I always think of yoga at times like these where a yoga instructor is like, just focus on the present, stay on your mat, like meet yourself where you are today, and, be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself, and persevere.
I love to hear you say that right now. I hope you're taking a minute once in a while to do some yoga or meditation. That's such a healthy practice.
Yeah, I'm trying. There isn't a lot of free time, to be honest, but in the evenings when we're like watching TV or just kind of relaxing, I often put my yoga mat out and do some stretching.
Good.
And that helps me to keep my sanity. I'm trying to decide how I want to go about doing this. And I also, since the new year, have been getting on the treadmill for work more often. I've always had like a treadmill desk.
Oh, fine.
But my husband's desk was right next to it. So since the pandemic, I've used it less and less because I didn't want to interrupt him. And he's obviously not at his desk anymore. And in fact, it's now my bead table. So I've been like, oh, I can use the treadmill desk again. So I've been enjoying doing that. And that's been nice because I can get a little bit of exercise, but get my work done at the same time, especially like in the morning when I'm catching up on emails and not doing anything that's like too, have a deep thinking time. Or even like TGBE, when I watched some of the presentations, I was walking at my treadmill desk and enjoying from there.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I need to, hauling beads is its own kind of movement, but I need a little more regular movement in my life,
It
even
really
after the move
helps.
is
Yeah,
over.
it helps your mood, helps you feel better.
For sure. Oh, watch me as I tape up my end. You can't find your triangles. I can never find my thread, my bead stoppers.
Oh, yeah. They're there when you don't need them, but then when you need them, you're like, what? Where did they go?
Pretty much. And I'm not sure how long I want to make, like, my idea for the layered necklace was like either the layers would float on the wire or they would be short layers that were connected to something. Maybe that's where I'm formulating a plan. They'll all connect because I love some of these bigger beads. So yeah, these short strands and like the assortment that you got in your set, Sarah, those are like a partial. The images of these pressed and fire polish bundles show the full, or almost the full strands of the
Cool.
the beads. So people get a lot of it, and those are discounted at like 20 to 40% less than what the individual strands would cost if you bought them all separately.
Wow. Some lucky subscribers.
Well, and like I said, those pressed and fire polish bundles are set up so really anybody can get in on that deal.
That's exciting. Ooh, kind of like how that's coming together.
So I'm cutting some 20 gauge wire right now, and if you need to show off whatever fabulousness you're working on, I'd be totally up for seeing that.
Okay. Let me just bead stopper it because I'm still...
Show off.
I have bead stoppers. I don't have triangle trays, but I do have bead stoppers. Okay, so I picked out a bead, and I'll show you that that's just such a simple thing. You know, I'm not a fancy wire wrapper. I know Kristen's been getting better and better at that. She even showed something at TGBE doing some wire wrapping, but here's a really simple one. And if you don't like how that looks, you can even just have that part in the back. It just kind of stabilized it a little bit more so it's not swinging around. And then I have 2 strands of soft flax. And I was just kind of seed beading and seeing how this would kind of layer on top of that coin bead.
I love that.
Tweaking it. Yeah, I like it. So I feel like that's something I'll kind of replicate on the other side as well. So if you want to just do this simple wire wrap, you're just going to get some 22 gauge soft flex craft wire. This is the gold silver plated. I took out a pretty healthy dosed size of it. So I would definitely have enough. And then I did a little simple knot in the wire. You don't want to be too rough with craft wire because it will snap and break. But you want to just kind of gently pull that down. And then I just wrapped this up on my knot and kind of squeezed. My chain nose pliers are down with my kids. Collection down there, so I don't have them here, unfortunately, but I will make this work. And then I'm just going to wrap this around the top of that knot. So I'm just making a head pin using craft wire.
That's so funny. I just made a couple of sort of fancy head pin. Well, I was making them more for a charm, but they could easily be used as a head pin with the craft wire for an upcoming video.
Oh, cool. I can't wait to see that.
That's the like Valentine's Day themed one that I posted about this week.
Yeah. Did you post that into VIB?
I did, yes.
You guys look for that post to check out what Cassandra has going on coming up.
Lots of hearts and rose-colored beads in that post.
Fun. Yeah. You string your bead on, and then that holds that on there really nicely. And we're going to go to the top. I'm going to do a nice right angle, come over the top to make half of my circle, switch my plier just to the side, and then come around. And here's where a chain nose plier would be super handy, but I do have my mini chain nose magical crimpers. So I'll that in there. Got to make things work sometimes, and just kind of messy wrap that. And then I'm going to pull this down, grab my nylon jaw pliers just to get a nice straight pull there. And then I'm just going to do a nice wrap around the bottom. And then just to tighten that up a little bit, I can just kind of tweak. And you can do it whichever direction you want, but you can make a little design there, like a lightning bolt, and then go ahead and trim that off. And then if you get like this strand of opals, you've got 3 beautiful pendants to work with. And you could use it this way, or you could turn it this way. You can change the direction of this top. So if you want it to string this way, you can. If you wanted to use like a bail at the top, or to make it even fancier, or if you wanted to use a jump ring or something like that, you could face it out. Your choice. Look how pretty that is.
So beautiful.
So coral. Okay, so that's how I made the pendant in the center. And then I'm just going to keep doing my little pattern here. I've got 2 strands of soft flex. I am going to go ahead and clip this on the other side to kind of hold it in place. And we've got a little pattern. I've got 3 different sizes of seed beads I'm using. Super fun to have the different sizes. I'm very excited about that.
I'm so glad.
Fun. I like that. It does add like a different element, like a different texture, you know, to be able to use all those different sizes together. It's very cool. Very good thinking.
Well, you know, after doing, I think it's been about 18 months leading up to this with just the size 11s, I was worried I would run out of beads to use. Yeah, I did a different bead in every subscription month.
Right. And then everyone's collecting all those different colors too.
Exactly.
So I'm sure they're probably pretty excited to be getting some different sizes.
For sure.
Okay, so I have my pattern created, and then I'm just going to take both strands and string it through the big seed bead, and that'll bring my 2 strands together. And that's what's nice about these big seed beads. You can get multiple strands of soft flex through there. I could probably do like at least 2 or 3 more strands.
Yeah.
So you're looking for like a bead to like connect multiple wires. That's a really good size. Yeah, it's a really good size. And then you just kind of push it together, and we'll see how it lays. Now that we have 2 of them, it may not lay as nicely. Oh, it's not bad. Oh, I'm off camera.
We could see most of it. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, that's looking fun. That just kind of makes those really neat. What do you call this shape? It's not a dagger. It's like a tooth almost.
It might just be called a curved dagger, but it's something along those lines. Curved something. It's a soft stabby bead.
I like it. And if you wanted, you could even do another strand with just the small beads. If you wanted to add more of that color, that might be kind of fun as well.
Yeah, that would be fun as like just a layered combination of things too.
Yeah, I could see that being fun. So I'm going to keep working on this and see what happens next. Let me hop back over to your bead table and see what you got going on.
That was the perfect amount of time, Sarah, to allow me to decide on. So I will eventually do another strand up on the top of this bead connected to the wire wrap with some beads or a piece of chain. but the layers will come off of that connected bead wrap. And I think I'm going to assume that this is an option, but not cut apart a whole strand of beads just for the sake of playing around with it. Because I really want to just hang. I think these little ruler beads would be cute in a row with some seed beads in between it. So that's my plan currently.
Love it. It's looking fantastic.
Thank you. And I will, once I get through this ruler strand, I'll show my wire wrap technique too, so people can just see that. Again, not an expert.
Will your online store stay open while you're moving, or will everything have to close down?
So we are in the process of moving. It's so funny that you should ask that, Sarah. We are in the process of moving a lot of our website inventory right now, because that is actually in a separate space from our in-person retail location. So my goal is to leave the website open most of the time, because that would be extra helpful for when we do have to close the retail store for any period of time. But I just sent out an email today explaining that, we might see some lag time in certain orders. If someone happens to order something where it's in process of moving and there's no way for me to really easily shut down certain, because everything's categorized by the type of beads, but then those types of beads fall onto however many shelves. And
listen, keep going, but I have to go help my husband and I'll be right back.
All right.
Keep talking.
I'll keep watching for people's questions and comments too. Just keep it coming, guys. But yeah, so our goal is to leave the website open. I'm going to try my hardest to get those orders out to people and, not leave too much time in between orders and shipping. Our normal turnaround is 3 to 5 business days. So it does give a little bit of cushion there to begin with, but thanks, Thomas, posting the link too. Yeah, we've been updating more in depth about the progress on the new building with our Instagram stories. For anybody that's on Instagram, it's the same handle as our Facebook, which is just Beads to Live By. But yeah, it's been quite the interesting journey over the last 6 months or more now. Oh, thanks, Sandy. Loves the color combinations. I love that has always been one of my favorite things about what I do, and one of the things that people comment on the most is I enjoy helping people pick out colors, and this has been kind of that my love letter to people near and far with these curated collections and the subscriptions, is that it hopefully takes a little bit of the guesswork out of your project bead choices. Oh, Maria asked, how are Walter and waffles? Because it's so cold here, they have been a little bit traumatized over the last week or so, because, it's hard for tiny dogs to go outside and take care of their business when it is chilly out, but they are doing their best, and they're both such sweethearts. Walter continues to get a little bit more smuggly and a little bit more close to us all the time. You have had so much to do for so long, says Cindy. I'm not quite knowing what that was in reference to, because I didn't see when it got posted. I'm sorry, Cindy. Maria is getting warm vibes from this collection. That is the goal for sure. Definitely want to warm people up if they are experiencing this Midwest nonsense right now. Oh, Janet Butterfield Brown is one of our local customers and is going to come in and see me tomorrow. Well, Jan bundle up because I know you're coming from the lake and it's extra chilly down there. Thanks so much, Jenny. Well, Nancy says we have some Canadian friends on here, and I haven't seen specifically where people commented on that, but hello from Michigan. We are not far from you, depending on what part of Canada you're in. I have a dear friend that's Canadian that moved to Jackson for work, and her husband. Oh, yeah, Maria. New York experiences very similar climates to us, I believe. And it is quite frigid out. So you have my condolences with regards to that. Dina, we are located in southern Michigan. So if you're not familiar with the state, our capital is Lansing, and we're about 40 minutes south of there, depending on how fast of a driver you are. But kind of centered in the bottom of the mitten. So I think it's just an hour north of the Ohio and Indiana borders, depending on what part of the county you're driving from. Oh, Carol Moses, you say it's freezing in Georgia. What is freezing? I'm curious. Trying to make sure I catch all the... Hi, Deb. Aw, thank you, Caroline. Working on filling your order. Thank you so much. You saw all those delicious buttons get listed. Okay, Carol, that's fair. That's pretty chilly for Georgia. And you guys are not as well prepared for the driving conditions either, are you? Sorry this part is so tedious, guys. It's a little, I probably shouldn't have done so few beads between my rulas, but I am loving the look. Yes, Cindy, we are only moving 5 minutes away from where we're located right now. So we're still very much in Jackson. We're still even in the city limits technically, but we bought a little building. It's halfway between where my house is and where the store is right now. So really close to our downtown, close to the highway. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Your package went out in the mail today. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed too much by this weather. I might change this process up and play around with my other parts of my ideas. This might turn into more than 3 layers too. What do you guys think about that? I really kind of just want to slap one of these on the bottom as like or somewhere in between the strands for a layer that just has like one color of seed bead or fire polish. I just love these beads so much. These are like a pentagon shape, and that rosy, lustery finish is just kind of delicious. Thank you, Linda. She said, what a great job you were doing. Oh, Jenny's under a winter weather advisory too. Yeah, crazy weather across the states right now. Of course, these ginkgos were things that I wanted to use. Just hopping in now. This is such a beautiful necklace, Cassandra. Best of luck on the move, from Nicole. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Loves my beads and the 2-hole ones. The colors of the seed beads are great. I appreciate that. Really have to figure out, I want to do, so I have some 24 gauge wire here, and I'm kind of thinking about trying to do some kind of a interesting sort of wrap with these, but I don't have a real good, strong plan. So you guys can, you're just along for the ride. I have held you all hostage here. I'm assuming Thomas might be able to relinquish control from me if I got you out of hand. I don't know. What do you think, Thomas? Or is everybody at my mercy, or would you cut me off if They got kind of crazy. I don't know if the 24 gauge would be rigid enough. Oh, so Thomas, I think, just would be along for the ride because it sounds like fun. Nope, just threw that bead right off the end of my wire. So I think I want to cut this shorter, actually. Oh, you guys, pro tip, because I don't have a stand for my tools. I've got them all sitting like I opened my drawer beside me, and they're just sitting along the edge of the drawer because I was running out of space on my desk. Oh, okay. So Thomas, can I highlight? I can't highlight the comments. Thomas says, check out our blog. There we go. At Softflex, there is a hospice house that needs our unneeded beads and jewelry. I'm so glad that that is information that is being shared tonight because I am, of course, cleaning some things out because of all the packing and movement. Jan says she loves the coin-shaped beads. I know. They're fun. And Caroline is asking, how is Waffles enjoying the snow? Caroline, Waffles is really enjoying the snow, except when it's this cold out. After a few minutes or even less than that, her little paws start to freeze up and she just gets really sad and her little paws go up in the air and then she tries to sit down even because she can't handle it anymore. Well, gosh, I might have to even switch to like a 26 gauge wire. I don't know. This works enough. So I'm kind of thinking if I created a bunch of little, it's not going to be a head pin, but if I do this with a few of these, maybe I can gather them somehow. It's either going to be epic or an epic fail. Stay tuned. But I really like in my layers on this necklace, I want to have like one focal bead hanging from a really simple strand. Maria asks if Waffles would wear boots. Waffles would probably do one of those cute little, like where the paws get lifted up in a very awkward manner if we put boots on her. She wears a vest or like a harness. We prefer to have harnesses on our dogs for walking them. And so I think she would warm up to the idea we really don't put clothes on her per se. She's terrier, quite a bit of terrier in her. And so she like is not very fazed by the snow or cold. So we've not really put a lot of clothes on her previously. Oh goodness. My nails are really short right now, so I'm having a hard time putting these on. Oh, Nancy says she really appreciates all of us who do these wonderful tutorials. I am so happy to do it. I'm so grateful, and thank you to everyone here for spending time with us like this, for your support with your orders. You know, if we expect you to use our beautiful beads and products, I guess we should be showing you what to do with them, huh? Thomas thinks this is going to be an epic win. Well, Thomas, I love your enthusiasm. Kim, we have already passed the date for the subscription for January, but I know I've got quite a bit of these colors because I always order a ton of the seed beads. That's stuff that we can always use in the future. So we will make sure and share when those are available to order individually. But you can always shoot me a message too, Kim, and see if we can get you set up. Caroline, that's a great question. Can we use wildfire or extra fine soft flux with the ginkgo beads? The extra fine or fine soft flux probably would have been a good choice. This is just going to get weird, I think, what I'm trying to do here. But I have done some really cute little pendants with the ginkgos, and it's more of a needle and thread or previously my projects have been more needle and thread oriented. Lisa, she says, now I know what I need to do with my ginkgo beads. Not yet. We have not completed anything. Nothing has happened yet.
I'm out of breath, but I'm back.
Oh gosh, Sarah, we were getting along just fine. Not that we didn't miss you, but I wouldn't want you to like run on our account.
Oh, I just never know what's going to happen in this house anymore.
Completely understandable.
Living moment to moment here.
Well, I've been over here just trying not to get kicked off of the Softflex video. So
Never.
I asked Thomas if he would cut me off if I started getting kind of crazy, and he said he would not. So I just figured he was interested to see how far I would take it.
I don't know if Thomas is a good gauge for what is and isn't okay.
What wouldn't be appropriate?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Who am I leaving this video to exactly?
Exactly. Uh-oh.
Be more careful.
Oh gosh, I have to really figure out what I'm doing here. I guess I hadn't considered throwing my button in there. I was gonna just leave that aside for everybody else.
That would look pretty in the front of this design that I'm doing too. That button is so pretty.
I've got all these weird little ginkgo head pins that I've created that I have no idea what I'm gonna do with, Sarah.
Nice. Well, you have 121 people watching and wondering the same thing.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Oh man. Deb is trolling us and said all troublemakers here.
Hi, Deb. Oh goodness.
Everybody's so encouraging. I just threw some beads. I'm like, what on earth? That was all of my other ginkgos.
That is the Softflex tribe. We have a very nice group of very encouraging people.
Well, I'm thinking like you guys maybe have some false hope, but I'll do my best.
You can do it.
It is super fun when you don't have like a complete plan to, just kind of see where things go. Sometimes it's magical. So
no, I'm the queen of no plan. I love no plan. And you just like
only with the beads though, right?
Just enjoy the making. And sometimes it turns out really great. Sometimes you got to take it apart and do it again. But
sometimes you throw your ginkgos across your office floor.
Yes, for sure. You know what movie we watched? I don't know what made me think of this, but we've been watching the movie Elemental. Have you seen it?
That sounds really familiar.
New Pixar movie, and it's such a cute movie. The characters are like 4 different types of elements. So some of them are fire, some of them are water, some of them are air, and some of them are land. And then it's how they interact with each other is hilarious and interesting. But we've been watching it multiple times this week.
When you said we've been watching the movie Elemental, I thought like, how long is this movie? But okay, so multiple.
Well, I have kids, so if they're curious or interested in something, they watch it multiple times.
That's fun, I bet.
Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not as fun. But in this particular case, because it's Pixar, it's like every time you watch it, you see something new, because they're so detailed.
Yes. So yes, I can see that for sure.
And that makes it kind of fun.
So basically, just so everybody sees what I've been like fussing with, and this is not meant to be like a finished idea, but I added some seed beads and then I did like a really organic loop and wire wrap at the end. Because my thought is that if I can do that on a handful of these, then I can like use a thicker wire or something else to connect them to make the pendant that I have like rolling around in my head right now. Oh, dangle down, Cassandra. Somebody's yelling at me.
Really?
I mean, not like in a bad way. I think they're just like,
giving
not trying
you
to make it harder than it needs to be.
right. Yeah.
I am going to pull out my fine soft flicks that I've been working with. And
I will say I'm probably good at designing on the fly because I don't worry too much about it being perfect.
Yes, that's a great attitude to have.
If I need to perfect it, then that would be done like on my own time. But in a live video where I'm making, it's like, just enjoy, see what happens. Like I would normally never layer these beads on top of each other. It looks cool. I love it. I'm happy. Here, I'll give you guys an update.
Yeah, since I'm just collecting my throne beads. Oh, Sarah, that really looks fantastic. I love the texture.
Now I'm kind of thinking about tapering to one strand and maybe breaking open some of these really pretty fire polish that would also play well with these colors. So to do that, I think I'll take looks like I used gold wire. So I'm going to use a gold crimp. And I wonder if I crimp this seed bead, if the crimp will hold it, if the hole is big enough to slide over it or not. What do you think?
It's one of the big seed beads. So that's the only size that I've previously had to worry about. But I will say that those have a lining, so their holes might be a touch smaller than the average size 6. So you might be safe.
I might put something there. I might see if I can put something there to just be certain, Like maybe I will do one of these on each side, each strand. This size, I think they're 11s. And then I'll do the seed bead or the crimp. And that way I don't have to worry about crimping it and having it slide through there and bother me. Because I don't want to, obviously.
Everybody loves your project.
Oh, good. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out and look the way I want it to, but I'm giving it my best. I'm giving it my best try. Where'd those magical crimpers go? I was just using them as, there they are, as chain nose pliers. There they are.
I literally just looked up to see if I could see them on your screen, Sarah.
I was just using those. Okay, so I'm going to crimp. It'll make a little 4-corner ravioli, and then I'm going to crimp again on the opposite direction, and then just keep going around, tightening it down. If you're crimping next to a little glass seed bead, be very careful because it will squash and break that seed bead.
Conversely, if you add a seed bead where you don't want it, you can do that on purpose.
On purpose. Yeah, good point. And then that takes me to a single strand, and I can kind of start playing with maybe, I was thinking this orange one is nice. This brown one is nice. The teal one is nice. Oh, they're all nice. Look at that.
Like, that's all the colors, isn't it?
It is all of them. Okay, so what I want to do, I don't want to go too much right away. So let's incorporate in the colors we've already been using. So we're going to do that itty bitty orange. This is like a sunflower yellow. And then a nice blue. And then I can add in this fire polish matches this coral like magic. Look at how close those are. It's like it was cut from the same thing. Looks really good with it. And then I can just repeat back that pattern. If I wanted to pop in some more orange, I could maybe do blue and then the orange. And then that color that matches my pendant ever so perfectly. How amazing. We put this fossil coral up the same day that you're here, and I had not even looked at the beads, honestly.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Put the fossil coral up. Joyce decided. Joyce decided on that with Rosa. So that is so funny how things work out like that. So I could add a pop of orange, which would add some interest. It does look slightly out of place with the other colors. Even though I do have that little tiny orange in there, it might be a little much. Let me see what you guys think looking at it up close. How are you feeling about the orange? Should I exit?
Pull it back away so that we can see it with the pendant again. I like it, but I mean, we'll let people weigh in.
I like orange too.
I love a good pop of color just in general.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Orange or no orange is the question. Oh, we're on multi-screen.
I think it's my
oh, because it's going in and out, probably.
Kicking us off. Sorry.
How's the orange looking? Everybody like the orange? Amanda says orange.
Oh.
Danny says no. Cindy says love the pop of orange. Embrace the orange. I love it.
Orange is not Jan's color, to be fair.
I don't want it to just look fine, Stephanie. I want it to look fantastic. Orange is good. I like the orange. Okay, yeah, more yeses on orange than not yeses. So we'll keep the orange in there.
Oh, too funny.
And then I can just keep repeating that pattern. If I wanted to go up the whole back end of this necklace, I certainly could do that.
Are all the colors of that fossil coral, or are all the beads like a larger focal bead, Sarah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, they're all pretty big.
I mean, I love a chunky bead. I was mostly asking because I thought, like, if you had smaller beads that you could incorporate them into the strand.
Oh, yeah, like little rounds. No, yeah. They're all fairly big, and they could all very easily be made into pendants. So if you got, like, the rectangles, you'd probably get 3 beautiful pendants, and each one would be a little bit different. This one almost looks like the center of a flower with petals.
Oh yeah, holy cow, that's
and then
gorgeous.
This one looks more like red rock in Sedona. Mm-hmm. But yeah, each one is going to be unique and different because that's how gemstones are. So you're going to get unique pendants out of them too, which is fun. I love that. Like, look at this pendant that I did on my necklace versus the pendant that was just right next to it.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing how different those can be?
It's incredibly beautiful.
Little burst of poppies on here. Or a flower of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to keep repeating. Do you have anything else going on your bead table we should check out?
I will show you guys the, nothing really got completed tonight, but I love that for us because I think that shows that we're just really free-forming it.
Having a great time.
Not really focusing very well, but this is the start of my pendant, and I'm just kind of working in circles. And if I come up with something that works out well, I will make sure and post either a reel or little notes of how I put it together so that people can replicate it for sure.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, I don't think beading is just about creating a finished design every single time.
That is true, especially, when you're in the design process.
Yeah, I think it's important to sometimes just give it a go. I often end up leaving without a complete design. I finish it later, usually. if there's time. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay to play with the beads and come up with new ideas. Did you watch the Trendsetter video for TGBE? It
I
was
did not see that.
it was super fun. It was me and Kristen and Neelay and Heather.
Oh,
And
how cool.
Heather broke out her sketch notebook and showed us some of her sketches for things that she's interested in making based on like the latest trends. And it was so fun to see how different designers work and think. You did that a little bit at the beginning of this. You have your notebook as well, you know.
Yeah, I don't always plot it out that way, but definitely when I'm working in a video and I don't have a completed project that I'm like replicating for people live, I do like to have like just a little bit of an idea of things that I can show them.
Start from, right?
Yes, exactly.
A jumping off point. Well, I'm going to keep doing this one on my own, I think. Let me pan back over.
Oh, beautiful.
And I think I'm going to seed bead up the whole thing. So I feel like that would just be really good with this particular design.
Well, I'm repeating, the design that you've done on this single strand. If you just repeat that, I think that's like the perfect combination for what you're doing. It's beautiful.
Cool. Tammy says she loved that session and she bought some 10 millimeter Peach Fuzz crystal barrels to make a necklace to go with her jean jacket. Love that.
Fun.
And Liz is saying the focals are very pretty. Kim said she spends days on designs, usually having several growing at the same time. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I've got stacks of work trays in a similar situation.
Ginny, you can find every presentation for the Great Bead Extravaganza on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. And we intentionally do not post almost anything else on that page so that you can find all of the presentations. They're in reverse order. So you'll see Christy and then you'll see whoever went before Christy. I feel like it was maybe Kathy or Katie. And it'll go in reverse order through the whole weekend. And that is the very best place to find the presentations because it makes it really easy because there's not a lot of other stuff. Nancy is asking, how does Softflix Fine compare like a Wildfire or a Tiger Wire? Ooh, well, Wildfire is a thread, so it's definitely very different. It's a stainless steel beading wire. Like this particular one in the medium diameter is 49 strands of marine quality stainless steel beading wire braided together in a specific braid for Softflex and then coated in a color nylon coating. So it is very flexible. It can even be tied in a knot, but it's definitely still a wire. And it's going to have a little bit of body and shape to it. Tiger wire, I'm not sure. Is that like tiger? What was that? What's the 3-strand stainless steel beading wire? Tiger.
I don't know.
What do they call that? Anyway, I'm not sure, but it's not a thread, but it can behave like a stringing thread, but it's very, very strong. And very flexible. So for example, I can take this wire that's so flexible and I can actually tie a knot into it and not lose any strength or durability where it's knotted. And it will still be very flexible in my beads and I can sort of mush it up and it's just going to pop free. Because it is a wire. It's kind of just a really neat product to work with.
I'll throw in my 2 cents.
Lois. Oh. Beep, 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 beep. Lois wins. Lois wins.
Yay!
Tiger Tail originally was like a 3-strand. It may be a 7-strand now, but it's the reason Softflex was created. the owner of Softflex, Mike Sherman, was also a jewelry designer, and he was designing his jewelry and putting it on tiger tail, which is what was available at that time. And he found that his jewelry was snapping and breaking, and he got very frustrated. So he sat down with his co-owner, and they created Softflex beading wire with more strands inside of it so that it has more flexibility and more strength. I don't even know if tiger tail still round even.
I've never used the product under that name, so I am not sure. But I'll throw my 2 cents in for Nancy that as someone who's traditionally, or at least was traditionally a seed beater up until a point in my career, the fine Softflex is really a fun product to use, or the very fine even, because you can kind of manipulate it. Like, I am very much using techniques I would use with a needle and thread, but you have more body with this than you do with a needle and thread. So it's a very intriguing idea for sure.
Kim says tiger tail snaps if you blink too hard.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound good.
Mike got very frustrated about it, and he definitely wanted something better. And then he made it for himself originally. The first few years, he was only using it for his own designs. And then he realized, like, there's probably other people out here having the same issue.
Thank
you, Mike, for sure. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, very cool. Okay, let's do our giveaway. I am going to share my screen, just 1 minute. And it's your last chance to enter. #beads in the comments. And that will get you an entry. We have 97 entries right now. You must be present to win. So when I pick the winner, make sure you let us know you're here in the comments. And then you're going to email info@softflexcompany.com. Let them know that you won the oval strand of the coral, fossil coral. And they will ship that out to you probably tomorrow or the next day. 101 entries, Cassandra. Look at that. 102. Get those entries in. I am going to click this right now. Who will it be? This is my favorite part.
I know, right? Carol!
And Moses of Facebook. Please comment into your comment here, or comment period, that you're here, and let us know so that we can make sure you get your prize. Oh, she's here.
It's so funny, Sarah. Kara lives in Georgia, but we have met because we went on to the bead cruise together.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, cool. A fellow bead cruiser. Congratulations, Carol. We're so happy that you won today. Thank you to everybody for watching and hanging out with us. I hope you will go check out all of Cassandra's wonderful subscriptions and support her shop. Your shop website is
beadstoliveby.com.
beadstoliveby.com. And can they find the subscriptions on that site, or is that a separate thing?
It's on our site. So we have the tabs across the top of the page, like most websites, and you'll go to the curated collections. And then there is a filter that you can use to find different parts of it, like the past subscriptions where you can reorder the beads. And there's a section that I think is called pre-order subscriptions, where that's how you sign up to receive future deliveries.
Awesome.
You don't have FOMO and miss out on the colors over the next however many months.
Right? I know. And Cassandra is a master of color. So if you're needing a little inspiration and you love those small seed beads and some of the check glass, like 2-hole beads, definitely click to become one of her subscribers. I know you will enjoy it. If you loved the fossil coral that I showed today, or any of the check glass buttons or beads, or you want to get one of those beautiful Valentine love notes, please stop on over to the softflexcompany.com website. You get a free $40 value bead collection with your order of $99 or more. And there is some really gorgeous stuff in there that I used just last weekend. Here, let me pull that back up one more time for my design.
Do we have the
The
same notebook, Sarah?
I do.
It looks so similar to the one that I have sitting here.
It's like a watercolor notebook. Is yours
like
a watercolor?
Yeah, or something, but it's like
Looks really similar. Yeah. How funny. I like it because it's really thick paper, so I can like paint on it, I can draw on it, and I don't have to worry about any problems.
And I was just thinking today that I really love the spiral bound because that's not as common for artistic notebooks and pads of paper. And I wish it was more common because it's so much more usable
Handy.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So if you loved this design and you want one of those love notes, make sure you get your order in, or you can just purchase one. I think they're around $20. So you decide at softflexcompany.com. And that's it for us. Joyce will be back, I believe, on Friday morning, as far as I know, with I think she's going to be seed beading around one of those snowflake cabochons from the Czech Republic. And that's going to be super fun. So tune in 9:30 a.m. What is that? I can't do it to Eastern. It goes into the PMs and it gets me every time. 12:30?
It's your time, 9:30. It's our time,
12:30, 11:30, 12:30. 12:30 p.m. Eastern time if you want to catch Joyce on Friday. I believe the following Monday, Kristen may be off, so don't look for her, but look for Joyce. And then I will be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, like I'm always here. Hopefully I'll be here. You never know these days. I may disappear halfway through the video again, because that's what I do now. Yes, Kristen's on vacation. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have the best time and enjoy your beads, and go get some new beads from either Beads to Live By or softflexcompany.com.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.